Hello, this introductory video aims to familiarize you with the Virtual Studio Go solution interface. We will also explore some of the available configuration options that will prepare the system for use throughout the course. Upon logging in to the workstation, you will see several important desktop icons. Let's take a moment to understand these before we begin using the Virtual Studio Go solution. The Start shortcut launches all backend services and the control application for the Virtual Studio Go solution called VizArc. The Restart option is useful when you have a system running and want to close all services, including the VizArc interface, before restarting them. Selecting the Stop option will terminate all services associated with Viz Virtual Studio Go solution. This shortcut opens the Viz University portal. The Quick Start Guide outlines the steps necessary for system configuration and setup. The next shortcut is for Studio Monitor, a tool designed to view available NDI streams. While it includes additional features, this course will only focus on using this tool to verify NDI streams, whether from the direct camera or the system composite output. To verify the camera stream, double-click the Studio Monitor icon. Once the Studio Monitor opens, click the highlighted icon and select the camera from the list as shown here. You should see the camera output displayed in the window. If the camera name or feed does not appear in the Studio Monitor, please follow the configuration steps and the settings outlined in the Viz Virtual Studio Go unboxing course. Once you confirm that the camera feed is visible, close the Studio Monitor and double-click the Start shortcut. This action will initiate the background services and launch the VizArc control application. VizArc provides access to all control and configuration options for the Viz Virtual Studio Go solution. The current VizArc interface is optimized for this solution and can be divided into 4 logical sections for better understanding. In the bottom right corner is the output window, which displays the program output of the system, particularly useful for show preparation, allowing you to verify the placement, size, and content of AR elements in advance. During the show, program output also enables the operator to quickly access the system's output. Above the output window is the playlist section, where you can add individual actions to a rundown and play it either manually or automatically by defining timing of each playlist element. The Favorites tab allows you to save and access commonly used actions in one convenient location for quick retrieval. Lastly, the most important section consists of highlighted tabs, particularly the Setup tab. This tab allows you to adjust the camera parameters and configure global settings, most of which only need to be configured once. In this section, we will examine the Setup tab, as it is essential to understand its functionality. Detailed lesson on the camera control and the tabs containing AR elements will follow, where we will explore the available options in depth. While the necessary adjustments to the Setup tab are typically completed during the unboxing process, it is beneficial to understand the key parameters and how to modify them. The first section highlighted here allows you to select the desired camera as the input for the system. By clicking on Refresh Available Cameras, you can scan and display all NDI feeds available on the network. From the list of available options, select the camera as shown here as the input for the system. Before proceeding, it is essential to configure the camera height. Measure the distance from the floor to the camera as illustrated here and enter the value in meters. Once completed, click Connect to establish a connection with the camera. When the connection is successful, the status background will turn green. These steps are only necessary for initial setup. It is advisable to save the configuration through the File menu or pressing Ctrl S. At this stage, you can click the Initialize action. This loads all the configuration parameters and graphics into the system. Once the initialization process is complete, the program output will be refreshed and displayed in the output window within VizArc. We also have the option to set the system to auto-initialize, which we will explore later. Next, we will examine the available global parameters that influence the overall configuration of the system, including specific parameters for AR elements. Let's load an AR graphic to facilitate a better understanding for these parameters and their impact on the output. The parameters and features of these AR elements are thoroughly covered in their respective sections. For now, please follow the steps provided to continue. To begin, click the Bar Graph tab. Next, select the Center Position button to align the graphics in the center of the screen. After that, click the highlighted button to bring the graphics into the view. If needed, you can also adjust the height of the graphics. Typically, a height value of 0 will be sufficient. Let's return to the Setup tab and examine the global parameters. The unit settings enable you to establish global parameter preference for the templates, which can be configured to either centimeters or inches. Each template allows you to adjust the distance and height parameters. The distance determines how close or far graphics are in relation to the camera, while the height adjusts the elevation of the graphics from the floor. Both of these values can be configured in Global Parameters section, which set the maximum values applicable to the templates. We will explore this in more detail when discussing the common controls in a later lesson. For now, it is important to understand that these numbers establish the maximum values you can use for the distance and height parameters for the AR elements. Light settings enable you to adjust the distance and angle of the light in the scene. This is primarily a creative choice, as these adjustments influence the angle and softness of the shadows created by the graphics. If you do not see any shadows, please ensure that the shadow option is set to on in the quality settings. The Virtual Studio Go solution allows you to utilize USB audio devices with your PC. Please be aware that the inline connector is not supported. In the audio settings, you can easily toggle the microphone on or off. It is essential to refrain from unplugging USB audio devices while the system is operational. To safely disconnect the microphone, ensure that all the services are closed. Use the stop shortcut to prepare the system for a safe removal of the USB device. Afterwards, you can use the start shortcut to restore the system to a production-ready state. The load on start setting, when enabled, automatically triggers the initialize function of the VisArc application upon startup. Conversely, disabling this setting will turn off this functionality. Lens distortion should be enabled in a specific use case. One of the AR elements allows you to load a web page as a graphical element and interact with it, enabling you to click and browse through various available options and features. Activating lens distortion will enhance your clicking precision when using these web page AR elements. The camera delay setting should remain at the factory default. It is intended for adjustment only if there is a lack of synchronization between the camera movement and the graphics. If any adjustments are necessary, it is advisable to consult Vizarti support for guidance. The quality settings enable you to manage reflections and shadows effectively, as demonstrated here. The Animate Out button will remove any graphics currently displayed on air.